Hello dear students, you have seen different types of the materials in your daily life. There are too many materials that is impossible to study about them individually in detail. All the materials found in the earth crust are made up of the chemical elements. By 1940, all these 92 naturally occurring elements had been discovered. Thereafter, more than 25 new man-made elements have been discovered. Let's study these elements in chapter Metals and Non-Metals. Today, there are around 118 different known elements. If we classify them on the basis of their distinct properties, it is relatively easier to learn about them. Recall, students, what you have learnt about classification in the previous classes. In this chapter, we will classify all materials broadly into the metals and non-metals. Students, there are 92 metal elements. Most of metal elements are solid in state. Actually, there are two metal elements are liquid in state, that is mercury and gallium. No any metal exists in gas state. The most abundant metal in the earth crust is aluminium, which constitute about 7.5% of the earth crust. And the second most abundant metal in the earth crust is iron, which constitute about 4.7% of the earth crust. Aluminium, iron, calcium, sodium, potassium and magnesium, all these 6 metals make up less than 1/5 of the earth crust. Students, now we will study the another type of the element, that is nothing but the non-metal. These non-metals are found in combined state in the nature. There are 20 non-metals as per the book. In fact, 22 non-metals are present, out of which 10 are solid in state, like carbon, iodine and phosphorus. One non-metal is liquid in state, that is bromine, whereas the remaining 11 non-metals are gaseous in state. The most abundant non-metal in the earth crust is oxygen, which constitute 50% of the earth crust, and the second most abundant non-metal in the earth crust is silicon, which constitute about 26% of the earth crust. Occurrence of the major non-metal is like as a oxygen, silicon, phosphorus and then sulfur. Beside these elements, there is a third category of the elements which shows the properties of metals as well as non-metals. These elements are called as metalloids. Total 6 metalloids are present, like as silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium and boron. We will learn about them in detail in the higher classes. Students, there are 92 metal elements are present in earth crust. Out of 6 major metal elements make up less than 1/5 of the earth crust. These elements are arranged in decreasing order of their occurrence. As you can read the tabulated values of their occurrence, like as a aluminium metal occurs at 7.5%, iron metal 4.7%, calcium metal 3.4%, highly reactive sodium metal occurs at 2.6%, potassium metal 2.4% and magnesium metal occurs at 1.9%. These elements are present in their ore form. Now let's discuss about the non-metals. there are 20 non-metal elements are present. The most abundantly occurring non-metal is oxygen and after that the silicon. As you know that out of 20, 8 are in solid state and only 1 in the liquid state, that is bromine, and remaining 11 are in gaseous state like oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, chlorine, argon, neon and krypton. Student, those elements shows metallic and non-metallic properties. That elements are called as a metalloids like the boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony and tellurium. These are 6 metalloids. But student, silicon and boron are included in non-metal also because they are showing both properties, so that the number get varies, that is 20 or 22. Student, we are utilizing these metalloids in large extent, but we will study these metalloids in higher classes. Students, look on this tabular arrangement of the elements. This is Knelbor's modern periodic table. It is also called as the long form of the periodic table. In the modern periodic table, the elements are arranged in the order of increasing atomic numbers in the horizontal rows called as periods. And the elements with similar electronic configurations have similar properties that are placed together in a vertical columns called as groups. Total 118 elements are arranged in a modern periodic table. Out of that, 92 metal elements, 20 non-metals and 6 are metalloids. Those are showing metallic as well as non-metallic properties. These elements are classified in the S, P, D and F block in the periodic table. In modern periodic table, 92 metal elements are arranged in S, P, D and F block. Out of that, 6 elements are placed at the S block. The first group metal elements are known as alkali metals and the second group elements are known as alkaline earth metal. In P block, total 12 metal elements are arranged in 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th and 17th group. These are called as post-transition metal elements. Students, horizontally 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th periods of the D block contains total 40 metal elements. These elements are called as inner transition elements. Remaining 28 metal elements are divided into two series, that is lanthanide and actinide series. These series contains 14 metal elements respectively. These are called as inner transition metal elements. Actinide elements are metal radioactive elements. They are emitting the light radiations. Students, let's introduce the elements. See, the most precious noble metal gold, very shiny silver metal, brown colored copper metal, iron metal, platinum metal element. This is aluminium metal, liquid state mercury metal and beryllium metal element. Now let's discuss the uses of it. Highly ductile gold is used to make jewelry, ornaments, and coins. Lustrous, most ductile and malleable silver is used to make vessels, ornaments, and different show pieces. Students, you know that copper have high tensile strength and good conductor, so it is used to make wires, tubes, and bracelets. Iron is used to make iron rods, horseshoes, and axes. Lustrous platinum metal is used for coating in coins, watches, and bracelets. The most malleable aluminum metal is used in doorknobs, cooking pans, and aluminum foils. The liquid state mercury is filled into the thermometer as well as into the teeth fillings. Beryllium metal, the stone, is used in the rings. Now, we will discuss about the non-metal, that is carbon. Iodine, gaseous state of the hydrogen, liquid form chlorine, this is bromine, powdered form of the sulfur. Let's discuss the uses of these non-metal. Carbon is used to make tires, shoes, and the electrodes of the battery. Crystalline iodine is used as an antiseptic in the form of solution, mosquito repellent, and hand washes. Chlorine water acts as a germicide, so it is used in a washing powder, floor cleaner, and detergent. Latest hydrogen gas is filled into the parachute and balloons. Liquid state bromine nonmetal is used into the soft drinks and the paints. Yellow colored powdered form of the sulfur is used in different crackers and the matchboxes. Metals have a great importance in our everyday life. They are used for a large number of purposes. A few uses of metals are tabulated in this slide. Students, a strip of magnesium ribbon, when ignited in air, it burns with a dazzling white light flame. Due to this property of magnesium, it is added in crackers, different fireworks, and sparkles. Magnesium powder is used as a reagent. Another metal is the zinc. Zinc metal is used for galvanization of iron metal. As you know that the galvanization process is nothing but the electroplating process. It protects iron metal from the rusting. Zinc metal is also used in different chemical reactions as well as in making alloy like as a brass. Students, uses of aluminium, you better know that. Aluminium foils are used for packing of food items, medicines, and other materials. In previous classes, you studied that alloys of aluminium, like as a magnesium and duralium. These two alloys are used to make aeroplanes and automobiles. Another alloy of the aluminium is the amalgam. aluminium amalgam. It acts as a catalyst. This catalyst is widely used in different chemical reactions. Now, we will study the next metal element, that is iron. It is very important metal used to make numerous articles like as a machine parts, bridges, railway tracks. There are ample of things which are prepared by iron metal. The most required metal element nowadays, that is nickel and chromium. These two metals are used in number of decorative articles, cars, decors, which are electroplated by most shiny nickel and chromium metal alloy. It's a very much valuable and costly metal alloy. Now, next metal is the mercury. Mercury is a liquid metal which does not stick to glass. Like all metals, mercury expands on heating. These two properties of mercury make it most suitable for using it in the thermometer. This thermometer device is used to measure the temperature of the body. Now, the most valuable metal element is the titanium. Titanium is mainly used in the projects related to the atomic energy and space science. This is due to its high tensile strength, lightness and resistance of the corrosion. Titanium has high melting point as well as the boiling point, and that is the reason behind it. Nowadays, we are widely used in this branch of science. Students, some metals like titanium, chromium, manganese and zirconium have a great significance nowadays as they are used in our country defense. These metals are called as strategic metal elements. These metals alloy are used in atomic energy, space science projects, jet engines, and that is the reason behind it. We are utilizing these elements in our defense faculty. They are used to make high grade steel alloy. Now, another metal elements that you well known about it. You are utilizing these two metal elements, that is gold and silver metal. Both these metals are the noble metals. These are used to make ornaments, jewelry as well as coins. Since these metals are quite unreactive and can keep shining for a long time once they are polished. Nowadays, these metals are also used in dentistry. They are used for making artificial teeth and for filling tooth cavities. So, gold and silver are utilizing in jewelry, ornaments, and there are number of things which we are utilizing as a precious way. Students, as you know that copper and aluminium are very ductile metals. So, Their wires are used to conduct electricity as they have very less resistance, and that's why these two metal elements are very good conductor of electricity. These metals are used to make wires, utensils and different equipments of the factories. Students, here only 10 elements are listed, but there are number of metal elements we are utilizing in our day-to-day life. Students, though non-metals are very small in number as compared to metals, but they play a very important role in our daily life. In fact, life would not have been possible without the presence of non-metals on the earth. The important uses of some of the non-metals are stated below. For example, hydrogen gas. It is used in the manufacturing of ammonia by Haber process. It is widely used to make fertilizers. Hydrogen is used in the manufacturing of margarine, means artificial butter, and cooking fats. In this process, vegetable oils are converted into fats by treating them with hydrogen. That process is known as hydrogenation. It is also used in the production of high temperature flame, that is oxyhydrogen flame, which is used for cutting and welding of the metals. It is also used in the manufacturing of hydrochloric acid and methanol. Hydrogen can also serve as a fuel for future, since it forms water rather than the harmful gases on burning. This would cut down the pollution. Considerable amount of research is being carried out to use it as an efficient fuel in automobiles. Liquid hydrogen is used as a rocket fuel. Second non-metal, that is oxygen gas, which everyone knowing. Oxygen is a life supporting gas and it is required for the respiration. Fish and aquatic animals use oxygen dissolved in water for the respiration. Oxygen supports burning. Without it, burning process not takes place. Liquid oxygen is used to burn rocket fuel. A mixture of oxygen and acetylene is used to produce flame which have the high temperature. That flame is nothing but the oxyacetylene flame. That flame is used to cut and weld the metals. Oxygen is extensively used in the manufacturing of important compounds like as a nitric acid and sulfuric acid. In hospitals, oxygen-filled cylinders are used to supply oxygen to the patients suffering from respiratory problems. Firefighters and rescue workers, while entering these smoke-filled buildings, often take with them the cylinders which are filled with oxygen gas. Deep sea divers use a mixture of oxygen and helium gas for the respiration. Third non-metal name is the nitrogen gas, which is present 78% into the atmosphere. Nitrogen is essential for the growth of plants and animals. Plants utilize nitrate compound to make proteins which are essential for the building the blocks of life. Nitrogen is needed to make ammonia and nitric acid, which in turn it is used to make as a fertilizers. Compounds of nitrogen such as 2,4,6-trinitrotoluene, nitroglycerin are used as explosives. Nitrogen is generally non-reactive. Therefore, it is used for filling empty spaces in food packages and oily tanks. It provides an inert atmosphere. Such as atmosphere condition keeps the food fresh and also prevent the catching of the fire by the oil tanks. Liquid nitrogen is used as a cooling agent in the refrigeration industries. Human body tissue and blood are stored in liquid nitrogen in the hospital. Second last non-metal, that is the carbon, which is solid in state. It is one of the most important non-metal because all the life on this earth is made up of the carbonous compound. For example, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, oils, vitamins, enzymes. These are the nutrients which are essential for the growth, development and maintenance of the living organisms. Carbon is the form of graphite. It is also used as an electrode in electrolytic cells and dry cells. Carbon in the form of diamond is used in making jewelry. Now, last non-metal, the name is sulfur. Sulfur compounds are present in proteins, hairs, onion, garlic and wool. Elemental sulfur is also used as a fungicide and in making the gunpowder.